In the last chapter, we learned how to find the distance between 2 points. In this chapter, we'll learn how to find the halfway point between 2 points. So, if I were to ask you where the halfway point of each of these line segments is, what would you say? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. Here are the answers to check your work. It's possible you counted how many units there are from one point to the other and then cut that number in half to find the point, and that's a great strategy. These halfway points represent what we call the midpoint between the 2 points. Let's try one more example though. How can you figure out the midpoint between these 2 points? Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. This one is tougher, right? Since the segment is not just straight up and down or completely flat like the first 2 examples, we can't just count the units like we did before. And that's where the topic of this video comes in, the midpoint formula. It turns out there's a formula that will calculate the midpoint for us every time, no matter if the points are straight up and down, completely flat, or diagonal. This formula is called the midpoint formula, and here it is. We'll go into more detail later in the chapter, but in short, all we do is plug in the x and y coordinates from our points, and then we calculate to get the midpoint. So the midpoint of this segment is at the point 3, 3. We'll learn more about this formula and another method that doesn't use a formula in the upcoming videos, but for now, just remember we are finding the halfway point between 2 points, and there's something called the midpoint formula that can always help us out.